After months of designs, prototypes, and 3D models, it's time to build a desk like no other. And I literally mean build. This is my 100% custom dream desk build. G'day, I'm Cam, and today's bittersweet because we say goodbye to my desk setup that's been with me for many years. Different iterations, we've done cable management together, installed wireless chargers, laptop stands, and it's even been in the ad for Intel. But it's now time for the next generation. Sounds like a console ad. Let's start with what sparked inspiration. Teenage Engineering designed and built a one-of-a-kind DJ desk for Swedish House Mafia. When this appeared in my feed, I instantly fell in love with the concept of stripping technology you could buy off the shelf and mounting it to panels. This really got me paying attention to the different control panels in the games I was playing, and my Pinterest feed quickly became filled with a variety of interfaces. So now that I've consumed a lot of ideas, it's time to switch to an output and create. First test is a small 45-degree panel. It's not bad, but what if we made it the width of my monitor and had 3 of them? We just need to figure out the angle of the segments. The thing is, it's going to match the curve of this display. Then when I get a new display, it could be even more curved. Like that feels like it's now actually facing me at the huge cost of mouse real estate. Like that's really short. So this original one is a lot smaller, but what if we just do 3 of these and then like a little shelf off the top? So the question is, what on earth am I actually going to make a desk with a dashboard hub display from? I'm sure we're going to have a structured frame of some sort that the panels can be screwed down onto, with a gap underneath for the circuit boards and wiring and everything to sit. A metal frame would be great, but I don't weld. And I've enjoyed having the flexibility of wood, being able to mount anywhere, especially with cable management. Then I remembered that when I built my first 3D printer, it only required screws. It was made from V-slot aluminium extrusion. Its standard form is 20 by 20 mil, but you get 2040, 4040, 2060, and more. It's modular and there's no welding. Looking online, the larger T-slot variety is more often used for building furniture. But with V-slot, I can get double the mounting points than I could with a T-slot equivalent. And so I calculated the load of things like my monitor and speakers onto a span of V-slot. And the results are good. I guess I'm not a structural engineer, so I'm just gonna trust it. I did also call up on the suppliers and they said that their entire workshop is full of desks with dual monitors, oscilloscopes, soldering irons on V-slot 2040. So that also was quite reassuring. Now the desktop surface is gonna be like nothing you've seen before. I really love transparent tech. We can see all the electronics inside, especially if it's frosted. I feel like that's really futuristic. And so I ordered some samples of frosted acrylic sheets. And this had this really cool like IRL blur filter effect, depending on how far an object is away from it. I sketched out some ideas of what could be mounted to the frosted acrylic panels. And I really just want tactile hardware, like physical volume knobs, switches, MIDI control buttons, the type of stuff that you would see in product designs from a couple decades ago. Like simple tactility, buttons, knobs, no touch screens. I love it. And so I've landed on like 3 dashboard segments. On the left, we've got audio media controls. In the center, we'll have a smart dashboard. Unfortunately, the previous one that I coded and built is a bit too small for this desk setup, so I have to make a bigger one. And on the right-hand side, well, I probably should keep something a secret. Dude, I've got to pinch myself. Like, I recently went full-time on YouTube, and being able to do projects like this in the day and not at 5 a.m. before work like I used to for the past 5 years is insane. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. And it's also thanks to sponsors that I'm able to pay my bills. So if you have a project that requires a custom PCB, part CNC'd or 3D printed, then head to PCBWay.com, where you can simply upload your file, select the material, color, and quality, and get an instant quote for it to be manufactured and shipped to you. What a world we live in. So I've been modeling for the past hour and a half. I was digging this width, 600 mil, but I just had the thought, like, what if I just made it the exact length of my monitor, which is 900? With the bigger pieces of cardboard, it felt a bit too much. But with this, yeah, I'm digging it. It feels a bit more like a proper dashboard, like I'm in control of some ship or something.
Oh, I'm so excited for this. I've like keep thinking of, I'm getting like tingles. My brain is like firing off all these different thought patterns. The built-in Oh, that's probably going to be dipped out because I'm trying to keep it secret.
So if it's not obvious, I'm pretty stoked that it's finally time to order parts. And having a CAD model made it really easy to extract the lengths of aluminium that I need to have cut, as well as the different sizes for the acrylic panels. Oh, and this thing has a ton of bolts and brackets. Mate, I'm so excited for this. Here it is. Oh my God, the metal's beautiful. Oh, it's so nice. Wait, did they tap threads into the ends of these? What straight G's? Maker Store AU, are you kidding? They've tapped threads into the ends of all the cuts. I didn't think that was a part of the deal. All right, I will pull out the acrylic. This is awesome. This is so, like, this exceeds my expectation. How cool is that? That's the panels. I'm gonna mount everything, all the knobs and dials. They've been cut with a CO2 laser, so the edge is like creamy, like so glossy. This is 3mm, that's 6mm. The desk top is made out of 6mm. The top of the little hub is the 3mm. Our sides is the center, goes down the back. Yeah. I'm a little bit overwhelmed with making sure it all comes together perfectly because it's been my brain baby for so long, but I am so stoked. I bought a 5mm drill bit and a matching countersink head. Earlier in the day, I designed a quick jig that I could 3D print to easily align the drill bit with a sheet of acrylic. This way, my hole should be easily 10mm in from the edge to align with the V-slot. However, there was a lot of chatter trying to countersink the pre-drilled hole, causing a wobbly edge. So I upsized my jig to countersink first and then drill. Giving a much cleaner result and bolted in, it looks even better. That was a blowout. 3mm pieces, I'm gonna have to either double stack them so they have support in the jig. I'll put some scrap underneath them. They get lifted and they bust through. Ah, dude. I've just finished all the countersinks. Absolutely. Schmick. Back of the desk, front of the desk. Look at the shine. Oh, that's so nice. This is pretty cool. So I drilled these holes. Now the aluminium can go all the way through to reach the other side where these bolts are sticking at the end. So now if we slide the piece down, we line them up. That's sick. And out it comes. No welding. I'm done. 5 hours of drilling. Probably 7. Metal shavings everywhere. Yeah, I'm so stoked I'm done, man. Now, I need to cut the angle cuts for the dashboard. I probably spent a couple hours shaving off a fraction of a mil to create the exact angles for the exposed edge. But it was so worth it when I saw it perfectly aligned to my 3D printed bracket. It's projects like these that I'm truly grateful to be surrounded by such supportive people. Whether it's a friend lending a book of inspiration, a neighbour with their drop saw, my father-in-law with his drill press.
Hello, Bruce. Are you helping?
As well as my brother with helping to film and put many of these bolts together. On top of the tap screws, I've got these little hidden corner brackets that can be locked in place. That can slide down there, and this one can then push in from the end. And so from above, you also can't see that corner bracket. At the back, when I want to clamp the monitor, I want to use these heavy duty brackets that I can slide into the channel. That allows you to simply screw that bracket on. Time to put the joints. Now, I'm not joking when I say this took my brother and I an entire day to put together, because when we would slide the bolt heads through the channels, they would tighten and then jam. And you just have to wiggle it to loosen it to try and get it in line with the pre-drilled holes. And this made the whole frame like a puzzle, trying to slide each bit in order so they would all slot together correctly. In hindsight, I wouldn't have put the bolts into the tap threads first and instead aligned them in the channels to the pass-through holes and then tighten them into the ends of the frame. Thankfully, I bought this backup pack of drop-in T-nuts, which lock in place when turned by a bolt. This saves from pulling apart the frame just to put some sliding T-nuts in. I'm so happy with how this has turned out and really excited to fill the dashboard with buttons, switches, and new smart displays. The exposed miter is hands down my favorite element of this desk. Well, except for I haven't told you something. This frosted acrylic will serve a second purpose. If I take a piece of V-slot and an LED strip, they perfectly fit together.